Hi guys, welcome back. This is the second video of the Cars app UI for Flutter series. In the previous video we had started building our home page widget, and in this we had a scaffold which was going to return a body or a page view which was calling these different widgets called make page. So in this video we have to work on this make page widget basically. So let's get started. So I'll come here and I'll say widget make page, and by the way, to make page we are passing these four different parameters. We are passing the page number, the image, the title and description. We'll fill in these details right now, but before that we'll just start writing our widget a little bit. So here we'll have to accept those four parameters that we are passing. So we'll say image, title, description and page, and in the function or the widget definition we'll write return container, and here now we have to start working on all these details. So this entire page is going to be built by this make page function or make page widget. So this widget basically has this image, and we have to show this also 3 out of 4. So this widget we have to show, we have to put the title, so we'll use the text widget here, we'll use the text widget for the description, and we'll have to draw these 5 stars, which 4 stars will be yellow and 1 star will be gray, right? And we'll have to write this text also as well out here. And there's also a gradient here. So if I swipe between these screens, you'll see this black gradient here, right? This nice black gradient starts from bottom right and goes all the way till here. So if we have to work on the gradient, we have to work on all these text, we have to work on the image itself, we have to work on this little widget out here. So all of these things need to be done. So right now I'll use a container, and first I'll think about the image. So I'll say decoration, and I'll say box decoration, and inside that I'll say image and decoration image, and I'll say image asset image, and I'll pass image inside that. So sorry for the star, it's actually a bracket. Inside that I'll pass the image, and the image is the same that I'm receiving here, which will have the link of the image from here. And I'll say fit will be box fit.cover. So we actually need to have 2 brackets here. This bracket I think ends up this image bracket, I guess, and this bracket ends the box decoration, so which works for us actually. And inside this container we'll have other things as well. So we'll have a child of which we'll have a container, and here is where we'll actually work with the gradient. But before that, what I'll do is I'll actually go to my pub/spec YAML file, and I'll go to the assets, and I'll start uncommenting all of this. So assets need to be on the same line as the hash, and let's remove this as well. Let's bring this dash at the same line as the second S. You need to be very careful of the indentation, because otherwise because since it's a YAML file, Flutter won't be able to understand this file, right? So let's bring this also at the same level. And here the images that I'll have won't be like this. They will basically be like inside assets folder, comma, there'll be an images folder, and the images will be one.jpg, and similarly here as well it'll be 2.jpg, it'll be inside assets, and I'll have a total of 4 pages, so I have a total of 4 images. So I'll say /images/ 3.jpg and assets/images/4.jpg. all right. Now these images are not there right now because we don't have the assets folder as well. So what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste the images that I want to be there, and since this code will be on GitHub, you can easily copy and paste those images into your project as well. So you don't, or you can just use any other images that you find on Unsplash or on Google, anywhere else. So I'll create a folder here. Actually, I'll have to click outside the project. I'll have to click here and I'll say create project folder called assets. It'll have two things. It'll have fonts and it'll have, so make sure the next folder that you make, the images folder, is inside assets and not inside fonts by mistake, right? So I'll say images, and inside images I need to have 4 different images. So I'll just copy and paste those images from my computer. So I have those 1, 2, 3, 4 images that I'm going to be using in my app. You can be using any other images here, or if you want these specific images, you can just copy them from the GitHub code link that I'll share after the series is over. That is maybe on the last video of the series, you will find the GitHub link. And so we have our files here, and now you can see all those squiggly lines went away because Flutter was able to access these files, so there's no issues now. Now let's come back to our main dot file, right? So here we were with our child and container, and inside that we'll write decoration, box decoration. Again, we're working on the gradient that I just showed you. That gradient helps us to basically put a nice contrast with the text, the white text that we'll use. So the black gradient will help us put a nice contrast for the text, so that the text will be more visible. And then obviously it's not, the entire screen won't be an overlay black, it'll just be a gradient because we want the image to be seen, the image of the car on top, right? So we have a gradient, and the gradient would be a linear gradient in our case. It begins in the bottom right, and it has these stops, 0.3, 0.9, and then out here we'll say colors. Basically you have to give the colors of the gradient. In our case it's just black, and there's a opacity, so it's not 100% opacity, it's about 90%, so we'll say 0.9. And gradient can be between 2 different colors, right? So instead of having it between 2 different colors, we'll have it between black, but we'll have it with different opacities. So one starting with 90% opacity to 20% opacity. That's how our gradient will be formed. So we'll say black dot with opacity, and inside this we'll say 0.2, we'll put a comma here. And now outside our box decoration widget, we'll start writing the rest of the code. So now we have to start working on that this widget, basically this one. So before that we'll have to so this basically is a text widget, but then it's also a part of fade animation. So fade animation will be the file that we'll work on, but as you can see there's a slight animation here, right? This 3 comes from the bottom, so this has to be part of a fade animation widget, right? And there's a space here on top, so we'll put a sized box there as well. So let's get started actually. So after our box decoration, you'll say child, and you'll put a padding. Inside that padding you'll say edge insets dot all 20. So here I think there's an issue here, it's a small typo. So after begin, I have by mistake I've put a capital L, and it should have been colon actually. So after we've put our padding, we'll put a child here, and column. Inside column we'll have cross axis alignment dot start, we will have children, and whenever we have children we have these angle brackets, and children has multiple the children are in form of multiple widgets. So the first children is a size box, which is just a space of height 40, and other child is a row, and inside that row we'll have main axis alignment, and then we'll have a cross axis alignment, and then we'll have a text baseline, and we'll have some children. But here before children we'll have to have widget, because we have to specify the type of children. And here, like I said, it'll be a widget of type fade animation, so we'll use the fade animation widget. And in this text is where we have to start working on our the widget, this widget 3x4. So in the text widget, we'll say page. Page is basically our page that we have passed to this widget, right? Page, which is 1, 2, 3 or 4. So we'll have to first convert it into toString, right? It's a parameter to this widget, and the style of that would be, to give style to any text we have to always use the text style widget. And here the color, as you can see, the color is white, so we'll say colors dot white, and font size. Now this font size, the size of this page number 3 is bigger than the total, right? So we'll say font size 30, and font weight is also bold, so we'll say font weight dot bold. Put a comma here, put a comma here after fade animation. So this is the fade animation bracket, and after fade animation, now you've noticed that this fade animation ends, and this the 4 out here, the total, basically there's no animation for that, so it's a fixed widget, right? There's no animation for that. So that will be simply a text widget. Inside this text widget we have the slash, so you have to actually write the slash here, right? And the slash plus total page. Total page is a variable that we have defined out here somewhere on top, so int total page, right? So that's the one that we're going to be using here, int total page. And so we'll say total page dot toString, and here the style will be text style, color will be colors dot white. As you can see, color is white, and the font is almost the half of the font of this, right? So we'll say colors white and comma, font size is 15. Perfect. Here we have all these squiggly brackets because I have to put a comma here, and here let's complete these ones as well. So here we'll say main axis alignment dot end, and here we'll say cross axis alignment dot baseline, and the text baseline is text baseline dot alphabetic. It's dot, sorry, it's a dot out here for alphabetic. So we have a squiggly line at fade animation, which is obviously understandable because it needs to be defined somewhere, right? So we have not worked on that file as of now, but everything else looks all right. And I think so. Yeah, so we've reached here, and the rest of the part, I think, since we've gone over time, we'll have to tackle in another video. And so thanks a lot for watching, and do subscribe to the channel so that you come to know when the next video of this little mini series comes out. And do subscribe so that because we'll be having such awesome UI tutorials, more of them upcoming. And thank you for watching.